Welcome to Kaleidoscope S4IG Let's Talk. According to the World Bank's collection of developmental indicators, the female labour force in Sri Lanka was just 33.5% in 2021. According to government reports, the unemployment rate for females in the first quarter of 2022 was 6.5%. We have the statistics, sure, but what's missing is employer perception when it comes to hiring women and to being gender inclusive in the workplace. In our series celebrating International Women's Month, joining us today is co-founder, CEO and director of Great Place to Work, Kshanika Ratnayake. So Kshanika, welcome. What are employers actually looking for when they hire people, especially women, post-COVID?
The workplace has changed completely, right? And the way we react and the kind of skills that we need in the workplace have also changed. And as a result, I think, in a way, more space for women's true capabilities and opportunities for them to be brought into the workforce in the context of what is needed today, right? And it's mostly around soft skills, right? We all know that people have a lot more technical skills than hard skills, but in soft skill areas, I would talk three areas. Resilience is something that we're looking for. Adaptability or agility, the ability to be agile, and emotional intelligence would be those three areas that I would say would really add value.
So we have had movements and organizations trying for decades to bring equal rights into the workplace when it comes to gender. Have these movements made any headway in changing the mindset of employers?
It is all about creating that awareness first and foremost, Savithri. So that awareness and the sensitization, I'm not saying we are 100% there, right? But it is certainly something that has contributed towards employers being more aware of what women's rights are, what they're capable of, and what they can bring to the workplace. And as a result, we see more employers are open to bringing in women to the workforce because of what they can contribute, right? And the talents they have, the skills they have, and how they can help an organization be more balanced and bring better results to the bottom line and, of course, to the organization overall.
What are the myths and the stereotypes that are still prevalent when it comes to employment these days? Why is it that good sense doesn't prevail at the end of the day?
A primary myth is that women aren't good for certain roles, right? Or they cannot do certain types of work, including probably leading, managing people, or they're not probably good at collaborating. So they don't necessarily get those leadership roles or opportunities to be managers or leaders in organizations. Then you take STEM-related work, right? In science and technology or in logistics industry, some specific roles that may be perceived or because of stereotyping as more male gender. The second one is primarily that women are mostly interested in child care and home care, right? And therefore, that is their primary responsibility, and work or career development comes second to them, and therefore, they will not spend the same amount of time and effort in developing their careers, right? And the third one is that women need to take more time off or spend less time in work as a result of all of the additional work that they need to take on. Right? So these myths still exist. They have somewhat diminished, and good sense doesn't prevail because I think it's a mindset.
When it comes to gender inclusivity, especially for the LGBTIQ community, have there been any positive changes?
There's a yes and no here, right? On the psyche front, there's a lot happening in terms of diversity and inclusion, right? This is the buzz in the workplace. Of course, diversity is a lot more than just gender, and all of this gender identity, sexual orientation comes into that whole context of diversity. So awareness is there, and they also realize the value of bringing in people with diversity because rather than sameness, because all the studies out there to tell us that the organization will benefit from it, right? That is the yes part. The no part is not much has changed in terms of policies. People are hiring for diversity, not asking questions in relation to gender identity and things like that. That sensitization is there. But of course, there's not necessarily a policy except for the fact that we need to be fair and not have unconscious bias at the time of hiring. Because at the end of the day, the country legally is not open to homosexuality or gay marriage, and lots of those are in the way as well. So it's not openly, publicly talked about as in a policy that an organization has to hire or to encourage LGBTQI community employees, right?
Thank you to our wonderful partners, Skills for Inclusive Growth and Australian Aid, Srilanka Life, CDB, The Morning Newspaper, and Made by Her for being absolutely fantastic. If you like Kaleidoscope, subscribe and follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn.